The purpose of this video is to bring you on a walkthrough of the Tinkercad.com website, and we will look at the range of resources that are available on this website to upskill yourself in how to use the tool, but also how you can use it with your classroom. So just looking at the homepage here, as you can see, on the homepage, there are a variety of lessons here and for inspiration for yourself, which you can actually try out by simply clicking on the try out. This will give you an opportunity to actually complete this learning experience and to learn how you can add a full range of shapes and different objects to your work plane to create a 3D model. On this page as well, if you continue down, you will see that there's a full space here to help you unleash your imagination, to teach you how to actually place, adjust and combine different items. And there's also a huge range of designs for you for inspiration to look at, and also to showcase this to the students in your class. When we are going to look at this, we have an option here where you can just start tinkering, or your students can join a class. At the top, you'll notice you have a tab for your gallery, blog, to learn and to teach, and we're going to sign in. So we're going to start off this now, where if you are a teacher, if it's your first time joining the Tinkercad space, or for the students, you're going to choose the option join now. As you can see, it's broken into two sections. We have in school and on your own for the personal. Because we are using this for educational purposes, we will be focusing on the educators start here space. And you will create an account. In the same way as your students, they will use the students join in, and how the students access this will be demonstrated in a different video. As I have an account already, I'm simply going to click in the sign in here. So I am in school, I'm an educator. I have a Google Workspace for Education account, so I'm going to choose the option sign in with Google, and this is going to bring me into my dashboard once I sign in. So just to take a quick overview of what your dashboard looks like, because you are set up as a teacher, you have a space here that's called classes. So in this space, these are the classes that I am a teacher of. The teach space here is a really good space for any teacher to familiarise themselves with the resources available on the platform before they get started with it with their students. So to take a quick look at this section, I'm going to show you the Teach tab. You will see here that there is a full range of free lesson plans for you to explore. So just to go through those, these lesson plans have been are divided down into different topics, as you can see on the left hand side, but they're also graded. And what's lovely about this is they're grading them with the age as well as the American grading group, with an idea of the length of time this project should actually take as well. A lot of these projects you might see here might be quite complex for starting off with, but there are much simpler ones here. For example, recreate a pattern found in nature. That's an example that would take an hour and that would be suitable for beginner level. Other ideas here, like design an inclusive play space. This could be a project that could actually be adapted and simplified based on the level of the students that you are working with. So these are here as inspiration to give you some ideas of how you could actually use Tinkercad with your class to actually develop 3D models, which you can be using then in your co-spaces or an alternative virtual reality space. So we're just going to click on the Tinkercad up at here to bring me back to my dashboard again. So just to talk you through again, we have our 3D spaces. So this is where you can actually create 3D designs. If you are working at a different level, you can also create circuits. We have code blocks as well, that is in the space. And if you have started using any of the lessons, the basic skill lessons to upskill yourself in learning how to use Tinkercad, all of the lessons that you have engaged with will appear in this space, and you can revisit them at any time. Any classes that you are enrolled in yourself, if you want to use it for sort of a peer learning space with some of the other teachers, one of the teachers can create a class and everybody else can become a member of that. So you can, same way with your Google Workspace or your Microsoft, you can be a teacher of a class, but you can also be a student in a class at the same time. So to get started with our classes, so in our classes space, you will see here that there's a simple option here to create a new class. So I have my class created already. So I simply clicked on my create a new class. I gave it a clear name, chose the grade level that was going to be for my class, and also chose a subject that I will be teaching. Into my class then, I was able to add students to my class. I have decided to go with the seat option for the students in my class. This means that I am actually going to, the students in my class will use the login that has been generated by Tinkercad to sign into their account. So they will not need access to a official school email, or they will not need their own personal email to use this. So this is a great option for students who are under the age of 13. When you are also looking at this, you will see here that you can obviously see here as well is the when is the last time that the students actually engaged with the platform, and you can check to see if you would like to add a student to a class, remove from a class, suspend or delete a student. All of that information is in this space here. Your class code is in this section here. So for students to be enrolled in your class, you want to share this class code with your students so that they can join your class. This is very important so that you can see all of their work that they have created. Another option here is you can add a co-teacher to your class. So this is a great way if you have multiple teachers who are working with the same students, and everybody will be able to see these activities in the same space. The activities tab is and many people will be familiar with this. If you are currently using another platform in your school where you are creating assignments and sharing with their students, this works in the exact same way as that. So for this example here, you can create an activity. See, once again, give it a clear name and give it a description of what it is you want your students to do. And it's a good idea here maybe to add in some learning outcomes that you'd like the students to achieve, maybe setting out a clear rubric to say, when you are creating this project, I will be looking for evidence that you can do X, Y, and Z. So to give you an example of what one of these activities could look like, this is an example here that I've set for the students in my class that I said I'd like you to design a 3D object that tells me a little bit more about your hobbies or interests. And when I'm assessing this project, I'll be looking for evidence of the following. So when I'm looking at your project, I want to see the actual 3D modeling skills that you have developed. So I want to see that you're able to add a variety of shapes or objects, and I'm saying at least 3 of those. So to set a minimum floor of what I'd like to see. You can alter the size, position and color, and you can connect these horizontally or vertically. So these would have been skills that I have taught the students. So I'm setting the minimum requirements of what I want to see in your project that you're creating, but I want to see your creativity. So I'm not telling anybody what I want them to create. The choice is there, but we're giving them guidance of what they want to see. As you would know from other platforms, when you set an activity, you will be able to see the students' work in that space. So I can see in this space here, one of my students has actually completed that task already. So if I click into this, I can actually see the model that Sean has created. In the student video, you will get an overview or an idea of how this model is created. So when I'm looking at this, I have different ways to view it. I can view in 3D. This is now going to enable me to actually use my navigation ball to actually rotate this model and to actually view it on a surface level to actually see, well, what does this model actually look like? So as you can see there, I can see choosing from the front. I can see if I want to look at it from the bottom, if I want to look at it from the side, from the right side, the left side, and so on. So it's very, very simple to actually get a full overview look of what they want to look like. If I would like to work directly with that student on my side, if I choose this option, Tinker this is actually going to bring me into the workspace where I can work with the student directly and give them direct feedback with them, and maybe give them some pointer questions as suggestions for changes or improvements, and have a conversation with the students around what they have created, giving them the opportunity to make the changes while I am there. So from a assessment piece, I can see from this piece here that I am happy that I can see, as you can see, the student has added a huge range of different shapes from the basic shape section. They have combined shapes on the horizontal. As you can see here, they've combined them horizontally, but they've also been able to combine they've combined them on the vertical and the horizontal. They've altered shape, sizes, styles, and they have made a beautiful playground. So when this object is imported into the co-spaces and we engage with the oral language activity around this, I'll have a better understanding of why Sean had decided that he wants to build a 3D model of a playground and what that playground actually means to him. So that is a piece there. When I go back into my project, when I go back into Sean's work, I'm just going to pop back this way here again. So I'm going to click on my Tinkerpad, it's saving the changes if I made any changes to it. I'm going to pop into my classes again. So when I go to see Sean's work here, I can actually see all of the work that Sean has created in his account. So for this one here, the other option I have here is I can actually download this project. So if I click on the download option here, I can download this as a OBJ. This is the file type that I want to use, so I can import it into our co-spaces as a 3D model. So to do that, I simply click on download, and that will download as an OBJ zip file, which I can import later. If you have an option to do laser cutting, you download it as the .svg file, and that will enable you to actually get that downloaded for 3D printing as well. You'll notice here there is a link to Google, to your classroom. So if you are a Google Workspace for Education school and you have classroom working, I can actually choose to share this item here to my class, and I can share it as whatever style I want. So if it was an assignment that I wanted to share with the class, I can actually share that, post that to my class as an assignment, and I can actually give my title and so on. So back into the way you would work with your Google Classroom. The next option I have here at the moment is I can copy a link. So I can copy a link to this, and this I can change how this is actually going to be viewed. So if I want the student to be able to take this 3D model in the view form of it, but to bring it into their digital portfolio, which we'll be looking at later. So wherever that digital portfolio is they're creating, I can actually get a copy link for that student so they can post it into their digital portfolio and they can engage in the reflective piece and so on. I can also change the visibility level on that as well. So I can change the name, change the tags. I can also change the privacy level on it as well. Reading into that link, I can make this a private, share link or public link, and we have our license attribution also built into it as well. So that is an overview of what it looks like. So from a teacher's account point of view is where you can actually go to the Teach space to learn more about Tinkercad, your lesson plans and so on, how to actually set up your class, add your students, create an assignment to share with your students, and then also how you can actually get designing. We'll look at actually creating those models in more detail when you look at the student video.